I decided to take Uber with my family. We were traveling to Denver. My wife and I, our 2 kids, and I was going to take Uber from Denver International Airport downtown to our hotel about 45 minutes away. We're out there in the pickup area, my wife and I, our 2 kids, and our luggage. After a couple minutes, a beautiful black, shiny Dodge Grand Caravan pulls up in front of us. And out walks this big burly guy. And he says, "Hi, I'm Mike. Are you Mark?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Welcome to Denver." And he opens the side door, and my wife and kids hop in the back. I hop in the front. He hops in, and we drive away. As soon as we start moving, he turns to us and says, "So, where are you folks from?" We say, "Toronto." He says, "Toronto? That's a long flight. You guys must be thirsty." And he reaches down between the driver and passenger seat, opens up a cooler, and inside the cooler is a selection of bottled waters and juices. So everyone grabs some juice and water, we're all happy. Then he turns to my kids and says, "You guys like music?" And they say, "Sure." So he hands them an iPad. And on this iPad is every song recorded since the dawn of time, arranged by genre and artist. And it's wirelessly connected to the sound system of the van. My kids are in heaven, drinking juice, listening to their favorite songs. I'm looking around the van, and it still has that new car smell. It is spotless inside. And I notice coming out of the dashboard are all these cables just hanging out of the dash. I take a closer look, and he had a charging station installed directly into the dashboard. And hanging out were cables to charge any device you could imagine. On the trip to the hotel downtown, he talked about all the landmarks that we passed, history, but the state of Colorado and Denver, all the best places to shop and eat. Of course, we talked about politics. And in no time at all, we were at the hotel. He let us out, told us to have a great time during our stay in Denver, and drove off. Holy cow! Was that the greatest Uber trip ever? I think it was. You guys agree. You haven't even been on the trip. And you agree it was the best Uber trip ever. But I think back of everything he gave us. All the things that we got from Mike. And I have to ask myself, if there was no bottled water and juice, if there was no iPad with music, if there was no charging station, would we still have been just as wowed? Would you? I think so. Courteous, friendly, safe, on time, everything you'd want. But you know what? He went above and beyond. Way above and beyond. And you know what's interesting is all those extra things in there, the iPad, the charging station, the juice. Who paid for that? He did. His per transaction cost went up. His per transaction cost went up, and it didn't need to. And here's the weird part. We couldn't use him again. Because the way Uber works, you can't request a specific driver. So all that work and all the love we had for him, and we couldn't even return the business. We couldn't use him again. You know, I'm reminded of that movie with Tom Cruise and Renee Zellweger, Jerry Maguire. And in this specific scene I'm thinking of, Renee Zellweger is at home. She's at home talking with all her friends, and they're all talking about how terrible relationships are, or more specifically, how terrible men are. Just awful. We are awful, aren't we, men? We're awful. And they're all talking about this. And then all of a sudden, in walks Tom Cruise, and he says hello to everybody. And then him and Renee Zellweger, their eyes meet. And he goes into this monologue where he says how much he loves her, how he can't live without her, how she completes him. And she says, "Stop. Just stop." She says, "You had me at hello. You had me at hello." He didn't need to do the whole monologue. She was happy just having him show up. But he didn't know that. He didn't know what her expectations were. So he went above and beyond. Every single one of your customers has a hello point. Every single one. Even you, as buyers and your suppliers, you have a hello point. That point where they've won you over.